You're walking alone on a deserted road, the only sound being the creaking of trees and the distant hum of a car. Suddenly, you hear the rustling of leaves behind you. You turn around, but there's no one there. This is what it might have been like for 27-year-old Sarah Johnson on the night she vanished in 1973. It's a warm summer evening in 1973, and Sarah Johnson is walking home from a party. The sun has just set, casting a golden glow over the small town of Oakwood, Texas. The air is filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the sound of crickets chirping. As Sarah walks down the deserted road, she can't help but feel a sense of freedom and joy. But little does she know, this carefree night will soon turn into a nightmare. You're walking alongside Sarah, feeling the warm breeze on your skin and the soft gravel beneath your feet. The trees seem to loom over you, casting long, ominous shadows on the ground. As you walk, the silence is shattered by the sound of a car driving by, leaving you with an eerie feeling. Suddenly, Sarah disappears from sight, leaving you with only questions. What happened to her? Was she kidnapped, or did she simply vanish into thin air? The investigation that followed would leave detectives baffled, with no leads or clues to speak of. The case would go cold, leaving Sarah's family and friends with only memories of that fateful night. Fast forward to 2026, and a shocking discovery is made in a remote area of Texas. A group of hikers stumble upon human remains, which are later confirmed to be those of Sarah Johnson. The news sends shockwaves through the small town of Oakwood, leaving many to wonder how this could have happened. You're standing at the scene, surrounded by police tape and detectives in white suits. The air is thick with the smell of decay and death, and you can't help but feel a sense of sadness and loss. As you look around, you notice the dense foliage and the steep cliffside, making it almost impossible to access. How did Sarah's body end up here? Was she murdered, or did she die from natural causes? The investigation is reopened, and detectives begin to re-examine the evidence. But as they dig deeper, they realize that nothing is as it seems. The case is more complex than they initially thought, with twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. You're following the detectives, trying to piece together the puzzle. But with each new discovery, more questions arise. What really happened to Sarah Johnson? And who is responsible for her death? As detectives begin to re-examine the evidence, they start to notice inconsistencies in the original investigation. Witnesses are re-interviewed, and new leads are pursued. You're sitting in the interrogation room, watching as detectives question a suspect. The air is thick with tension, and you can't help but feel a sense of unease. The suspect is nervous, fidgeting in their seat. But as the questioning continues, you start to realize that nothing is as it seems. The suspect's alibi checks out, and they seem to be telling the truth. But then, a shocking revelation is made. A new witness comes forward, claiming to have seen Sarah on the night she disappeared. But this witness has a secret, one that could change the course of the investigation. You're following the detectives, trying to piece together the puzzle. But with each new discovery, more questions arise. What really happened to Sarah Johnson? And who is responsible for her death? The investigation is heating up, and detectives are getting closer to the truth. But as they dig deeper, they realize that the truth is more complex than they initially thought. As detectives continue to investigate, they uncover a shocking twist. The new witness who came forward is not who they seem to be. In fact, they have a personal connection to Sarah Johnson, one that could have motivated them to commit the crime. You're standing in the detective's office, looking at a photo of the witness. But as you turn it over, you notice something strange. The witness is standing next to Sarah, with a smile on their face. But there's something in their eyes, something that doesn't quite add up. The detectives are re-questioning the witness, trying to get to the bottom of the truth. But as they push for answers, the witness becomes more and more agitated. It's clear that they're hiding something, but what? You're following the detectives, trying to piece together the puzzle. But with each new discovery, more questions arise. What really happened to Sarah Johnson? And who is responsible for her death? The investigation is reaching a boiling point, and detectives are getting closer to the truth. But as they dig deeper, they realize that the truth is more complex than they initially thought. As the investigation comes to a close, detectives are left to pick up the pieces. The truth is finally out, but it's not what anyone expected. The killer is revealed, and their motives are shocking. You're standing in the courtroom, watching as the killer is sentenced to life in prison. The atmosphere is somber, with a sense of sadness and loss hanging in the air. The family and friends of Sarah Johnson are finally able to find closure, but it's a bittersweet victory. The case is closed, but the memory of Sarah will live on. You're reflecting on the case, trying to make sense of it all. But as you look back, you realize that the truth is more complex than you initially thought. The case is a reminder that nothing is as it seems, and that the truth can be hidden in plain sight. The investigation may be over, but the impact of the case will be felt for years to come. You're left with a haunting question: what really happened to Sarah Johnson on that fateful night? And will we ever truly know the truth? Today, the case of Sarah Johnson is a reminder that justice can be slow, but it's never too late. The investigation may be over, but the impact of the case will be felt for years to come. You're standing in front of a memorial dedicated to Sarah, looking out at the small town of Oakwood. The sun is setting behind the horizon, casting a golden glow over the town. The air is filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sound of children playing in the distance. It's a peaceful scene, but it's also a reminder of the tragedy that occurred. The case of Sarah Johnson is a reminder that the truth is complex, and that nothing is as it seems. It's a reminder that justice may be slow, but it's never too late. You're left with a haunting question: what really happened to Sarah Johnson on that fateful night? And will we ever truly know the truth? The case may be closed, but the mystery will live on. As you walk away from the memorial, you can't help but wonder what other secrets are hiding in plain sight. The case of Sarah Johnson is a reminder that the truth is always out there, waiting to be uncovered. But will we ever be able to uncover it all? As we conclude the case of Sarah Johnson, we're left with more questions than answers. The truth is complex, and nothing is as it seems. But one thing is certain: justice may be slow, but it's never too late. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment below with your theory on what really happened to Sarah Johnson. Don't forget to subscribe for more true crime content, and join us next time as we explore another chilling case. The mystery may be solved, but the truth will always be out there, waiting to be uncovered. What do you think really happened to Sarah Johnson? Share your thoughts in the comments below.